not to do this virtually, but hopefully this will be the last year for it. We can get back to our in-person meetings. I wanted to start by thanking my employer, Rush. I don't like to thank them too much, but I will thank them for making this possible for us to have the room, the technology set up so we could have this meeting. So that's where a few of us are gathered today. So we'll kick off, actually, the very first thing I'd like to do is I have the honor of giving out a few President's Awards, and it's one of the privileges of this role is to be able to award some really great leadership and great work of our Academy members. And we're going to do a little differently by having people online, but I wanted to first give an award out to Lauren Turridge and Daniel Bester. So these are two St. James School of Medicine students. They've been extremely involved in our public health work and public health committee and have really capitalized on medical student opportunities within the Academy. Before graduating earlier this year, they were celebrated the publication of the Synchronicity Report in December, which was co-authored with Dr. Raj Shah and Dr. Kevin Chang. And this featured 9 family medicine-led models of integrated primary care and behavioral health. And I was lucky enough to contribute to that report as well. And if you hadn't read it, it is on our website in the Behavioral Health Resources section. They've now moved over to University of Nevada, Reno for their family medicine residency. And they're married now to one another. They'll be getting 2 awards, so you each get their own. And we'll be hosting a virtual presentation with them at a later date to present them with these awards. And so I'm very enthusiastic about that. And another award I'd like to give is to a former student board member, Laura Hurley. She's in her final year of medical school here at Rush, and she's demonstrated incredible dedication to public health leadership opportunities within the Academy and in medical school, and has really set a standard for student leadership within our Academy. So another award that will be presented to her in November, actually, at our department meeting. And last, I want to give an award to Dr. Jeffrey Riperda, who joins us from downstate Murfreesboro. He was selected for steadfast dedication to the health of the people of Southern Illinois. COVID-19 has affected a lot of those communities very hard, and pandemic has put a lot of strain on hospitals, clinics, and professionals down there. He's been a very steady and credible voice of good information, representing the Academy, representing our specialty. He's frequently on WGN radio. You've seen him probably in articles and news reports, and his message reaches quite a wide audience. And so I'm really thankful to have him on the line today, and wanted to give him a chance to say a couple words. Thanks for joining us. You're muted.
Hey, yeah, that's the only way you can shut me up. One of the reasons that I think I'm getting this award is because talking is easy for me, but shutting up is hard. Here's this, came in the mail. Nice surprise. I set it right next to a jar of jelly that I got from an Amish patient of mine, made from their own kitchen. One tastes better than the other, and the other looks better than the other. But anyway, if for those of you unfamiliar with me and why I'm getting this, back about a year ago when the COVID vaccines were first approved, I did probably what's a remarkable thing for a primary care doctor. I actually read the studies, and I recorded the hearings on the approval process and kind of familiarized myself with that. And I wrote a couple of Facebook posts that are a little longer than the average Facebook post, and I think saying that they went viral would probably be overstating it, but they certainly spread quite a bit, and I was getting views in the 5 to 6 digit numbers, which was a little strange for me, and even stranger for my wife, who was a fan of staying up late at night to read the negative comments and getting angry at total strangers, as we've all done on the internet. But those Facebook posts led to some media attention, and one thing that I've come to appreciate over the course of the pandemic is scientific truth and how we all try to look for that and how it can be hard to kind of fight those battles. And I want to give a shout out because I hope to show this to just media partners locally here in Southern Illinois. It's a fairly small market, but I'm impressed by how hard the people who work in television and radio and print media work here to try to get the truth about COVID out and to try to push for vaccine advocacy. And you won't know any of these people, but I want to mention some names because they might not be important to you, but they're important to us here. WSIL TV News has a fantastic group of reporters. They're all younger and better looking than me, and I hate them for that. Madeline, Carson, Devin, Evie, Julie, Jeff, Maya, Jacob, and Jonathan, all people who I've done interviews with. They're all fantastic, intelligent people. From Southern Illinois Healthcare, Roz Rice coordinates kind of community outreach and publicity there. And Jennifer and Marcy are both higher up administrative folks who have helped me with fact checking along the way. Tom Miller from River Radio. If you guys don't know who he is, look him up. He hosts a local radio show here. He's one of the smartest guys I've ever met, knows a little bit about everything. I do a reasonably regular spot with him. John Williams from WGN, who has some Southern Illinois roots. He's fantastic to speak with. Marilyn, Les, and Molly from the Southern Illinoisan all work very hard to try to get the truth out in print media every day. Talking to students from the Daily Egyptian, which is the student newspaper through the Southern Illinois University at Carbondale. They've always got a little bit of a different take on things and fresh and sometimes quirky, and they're always just a joy to talk to because they have enthusiasm that's been beat out of most of the rest of us as time goes on in life. And last but certainly not one more, Spencer from CBS News, who I've spoken with on a couple of occasions. Like anybody in healthcare, I have a fantastic team. Stacy and Jennifer are my two nurses. I'm frequently buzzing off in the middle of the day while I'm supposed to be seeing patients to do interviews, and they're very patient with me and make me keep my ego in check whenever that happens by reminding me that I'm not doing a job of keeping my desk space clean or running my clinic. And my wife, Kate, who is incredibly patient and loving through I've gotten some increased attention because of this, and most of it's positive, but some of it is negative. I don't mind the negative attention because I don't mind a good fight. My wife is not like that so much. So again, the negative comments that she'll stay up reading sometimes will fire her up, and this has affected her sleep a little bit, but she's been incredibly supportive, and I appreciate that. On a final note, I guess I appreciate the work that the IAFP has done for vaccine advocacy in particular, and some of the publications put out, and I'm happy to be a partner in that. So from all the way down here in Southern Illinois, man, I appreciate this. It'll look good on my shelf next to the jelly, and I look forward to answering questions about it when people ask. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for everything that you do, and thanks for joining us this morning. Much appreciated. All right, we will move on in our agenda. So I'm going to ask Dr. Dixit, who's the chair of our Leadership Development Task Force, to announce the results of our Board of Directors election that just took place.
Thank you, Dr. Hannick. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Wonderful. So voting was open to all active and life members from September 1st to 30th using a secure online ballot. 169 members cast valid ballots, and the results are as follows. President-elect is Dr. Timothy Ott of Quincy, Dr. Emma Daisy of Chicago for first vice president. Second vice president is Dr. Kate Rowland of Naperville. Class of 2024 board members are Dr. Saeed Mustafa Alawi of Evanston, Dr. Josh Carpenter of Dahinda, and Dr. Anna Shanahan of Chicago. New physician board member class of 2023 is Dr. Rebecca Medrell from Oak Park. Dr. Hannick.
And we have as our delegate remaining Dr. Dixit. Thank you for serving in that role again. And for our alternate delegate, Dr. Tina Weed of Chicago.
Dr. Megha Manek will join the board in an ex officio role as an official IAFP observer for the AAFP Congress of Delegates. Our resident and student board members started in July. Co-resident board members, Dr. Stephanie Bird and Dr. Eric Sullivan, Dr. Bird is unable to join us, and finally, co-student board members Leah Beth Van Blaricum and Nikki Patel. I would like to thank the members of Leadership Development Committee for their work in the reviewing candidates for this year. Dr. Carl Lambert, Dr. Michelle Byrne, Dr. Carrie Nelson, Dr. Yasmin Ansari, Dr. Aaron Newcomb, Dr. Josh Carpenter, and Dr. Saeed Mustafa Alawi, our ex-officio member. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Congratulations to all. And with us, joining us today in the room is, I'd like to welcome a special guest from the Academy. She is the past speaker of the Congress of Delegates, longtime Illinois Academy leader, Javette Orgain, to install our new board of directors. Dr. Orgain served as the IAFP speaker from 2015 to 2017. She's the first Black woman elected to the Illinois Academy presidency in 2009. She's officiated many Illinois Academy annual meetings and was invited by your next president to perform this installation for us today. So welcome back, Javette.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure. Will the newly elected board members please write here or present in the chat and turn on your cameras if you can. And also take yourselves off mute. That's President-elect Dr. Timothy Ott. First Vice President is Dr. Emma Daisy. Second Vice President is Dr. Kate Rowland. Class of 2024 board members, Dr. Saeed Mustafa Alawi, Dr. Josh Carpenter, and Dr. Anna Shanahan. New physician board member, Dr. Rebecca Madrell. Delegate to AAFP, Dr. Sasha Dixit. Alternate delegate, Dr. Deborah Edberg. Congress observer, Dr. Mega Manick. Resident board members, Dr. Stephanie Beard and Dr. Eric Sullivan. And student board members, Leah Beth Van Blaricum and Nikki Patel. We're still looking for you to indicate here or present in the chat. Okay. Your peers have selected you for leadership positions in the Illinois Academy of Family Physicians in recognition of your demonstrated service, initiative, and ability. You are entrusted with preserving the traditions of your chapter, upholding the principles of family medicine, and fulfilling your obligations to the Illinois and national academies. Family physicians are responsible for providing state-of-the-art, personalized healthcare, and representing our patients in a rapidly changing health system. The Academy and your peers have placed great trust in you to keep those we serve uppermost in your thoughts and actions. We salute your energy, commitment, and integrity. I personally want to thank you for your dedication to serving your peers and patients. I challenge you to continue the fine leadership traditions of the Illinois chapter while providing innovative leadership. Please say, "I will," to affirm you accept this role.
I will.
I will.
I will.
And it is my pleasure to have been invited and to install you as the new leaders of the Illinois Academy of Family Physicians. Please welcome your new leaders. Congratulations. You may turn your camera off now. Actually, you can just mute. Our specialty cultivates individual leadership. By virtue of the demands of our specialty, we are family physicians because we want to make a difference in the lives of our patients, their families, and our communities. Will the new president, Tabatha Wells, MD, FAAFP, well, she's sitting next to me, so we're here joined together. The membership of the Illinois Academy of Family Physicians has chosen you for the role of president in recognition of your dedication, vision, and leadership. Effective leadership can seem complicated. It often involves walking a fine line between enabling and dictating. Individually, we all seek the right combination to allow us to lead without overwhelming. It is absolutely my pleasure as Dr. Haddock indicated, as the first African-American woman president of the Academy, to be installing the first Indigenous woman president of the Illinois Academy of Family Physicians. Dr. Wells, the Academy and your peers have placed great trust in you as their leader. I salute your energy, commitment, and integrity. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. As president of the Illinois Academy of Family Physicians,
as president of the Illinois Academy of Family Physicians,
I recognize the trust my peers have placed in me
I recognize the trust my peers have placed in me
by electing me to this position.
by electing me to this position.
I am committed to serve the specialty of family medicine,
I am committed to serve the specialty of family medicine,
the state and national
the
academies,
state and national academies,
and our members and patients
and our members and patients
with professionalism and
with
creativity.
professionalism and creativity.
I resolve to honor this trust and commitment
I resolve to honor this trust and commitment
by devoting myself
by devoting myself
to upholding and maintaining,
to upholding and maintaining
the dignity and official responsibilities
the dignity and official
of
responsibilities
my elected office.
of my elected office.
Yay! Please welcome Dr. Tabatha Wells, your duly installed president of the Illinois Academy of Family Physicians. Dr. Wells.
Thank you. Okay. My story begins in Chicago Public Schools, where I announced on stage at preschool graduation that I was going to be a physician, mostly because they wouldn't let me be any of the other things I wanted to be, like a horse and a fire truck. I am the daughter of two parents that did not have the luxury of graduating from high school before entering the workforce full-time. However, both of my parents supported me from the start and believed that I would achieve my goal. It was a long, hard road, but with the support of many along the way, I made it. I never could have imagined back then that one day I would be the IAFP president. I've realized over the years, the only things that feed my soul as much as being a family physician and an academy leader are going to Disney World and a good game of roller derby. Sadly, my roller derby career ended 2.5 years ago when I injured my shoulder. 2 months ago, after all of the conservative treatments failed, I finally decided to end my suffering and have rotator cuff surgery. Just as my shoulder must recover from the old injury and the recent impact of surgery to fix it, we too must all recover from a wounded past and a recent trauma. Primary care physicians have been on the front lines since the pandemic began, and there is evidence collected from those physicians that significant damage is being done to our colleagues across the country. The Larry Green Center for Health Policy published an article over the summer which brought to light the issues they learned through their monthly COVID impact on primary care surveys from around the country. Of the respondents, 40% of doctors worry primary care will disappear in 5 years, while 21% say they plan to leave primary care within 3 years. This is shocking and saddening because we've never needed primary care more. We need those doctors. We need the future family physicians who are just now plowing through a uniquely challenging medical school experience. I see this as our challenge for all of us to demonstrate the facts. 1, primary care is needed. 2, primary care is exceptional. And 3, family medicine is not going away and in fact deserves priority support in our nation's recovery. The Green Center called for the federal government to change policy around primary care to protect it as a common good. That means we must change how it's financed and paid and move away from fee-for-service models. I look forward to working with AAFP, other chapters, and our allies, which means healthcare professionals and patients from around the country in this work. At the same time, it is up to each of us as leaders and every family physician to make a better primary care system a reality. We must personally recruit and encourage today's young medical student, college student, high school student, or even that cute little kiddo that plays with your stethoscope to join us in family medicine. The world has changed in some amazing ways in the almost 20 years since I was a first-year medical student. We've had our first Black president, and we have our first woman in the White House. Likewise, I've witnessed and relished in the creation and growth of our member constituencies at the National Conference for Constituent Leaders, having served as the minority and new physician delegate over the years. I'm excited that AAFP has a Black woman as board chair and president-elect in the same year. I'm also honored to be among the many women and minority physicians and medical students on this IAFP board of directors. Before 2020, COVID didn't exist. We didn't widely recognize social determinants of health, but we sure knew about them from our personal experiences. The COVID pandemic brought these disparities into the spotlight, and they've been laid bare for us and the entire world to see. Those disparities led to higher infection and death rates from COVID in communities of color and lower socioeconomic status, as well as those who live in disconnected rural communities. Now, some of those same people are among those who are not ready or willing to take the COVID vaccine. While the pressure is now on primary care to convert the most vaccine hesitant, little has been done to support primary care to date. Rebecca Etz, co-director of the Larry A. Green Center, said in a statement, "We're the ones who are working hard to get our communities immunized and protected. From the Southern Illinois trusted voices like Dr. Ripperda in Murfreesboro to Dr. Lauren Hughes in Metro East, Dr. Carl Lambert in Chicago. We have family physician leaders like Dr. Doshi, Dr. Lynn, and other Cook County physicians who put their voice and face on TV, asking their communities to trust them and get vaccinated. We are the ones out there every day in our practices, in our communities, taking every opportunity to help, because that's what we do. Our patients trust us more than just about anyone. Our biggest obstacle has been the misinformation coming from many angles that some of them are choosing to trust more right now. It's frustrating, but we must persevere and keep talking the talk. We are creating and delivering better care in a safe place for the LGBTQ community, the care that they have always deserved. We continue our work to reduce maternal mortality, especially among Black mothers. As co-chair of the IAFP's Reproductive Healthcare Member Interest Group, I'm proud to devote energy to meaningful legislation here in Illinois. And I will join with my colleagues to fight against anyone in any state that would take away a woman's right to any healthcare service or her physician's ability to provide it or even discuss it. I have been delivering testimony and participating in advocacy throughout my career, dating back to college, and now I've got the biggest platform and microphone I've ever had. Together, family physicians just like us, including our medical students, will be needed in our efforts to recover from the damage inflicted on everyone, not just by the COVID pandemic and public health threats like addiction, infection, and cancer, but also by the damage caused by systemic racism, bigotry, and biases in all their forms. We will continue our work learning, teaching, growing, and caring. I wouldn't be standing or sitting here today to talk about the need and plan for recovery and renewal if I didn't have so many amazing people in my life. So I want to take a moment to thank Dr. Albers and Dr. Barnhart, because without them, I never would have had the opportunity to become involved with the Academy. To Dr. Brenham for being the best teacher and mentor a princess could ever have. To Dr. Figueroa for making me kick it up a notch and believe in myself. To all of the IAFP staff and board members, both past and present. My parents, friends, family, and legion of others that are too numerous to name. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for the support and guidance over the years. And now, I couldn't be more excited to celebrate this next chapter of my life by celebrating the 5th anniversary of my 35th birthday with my Academy family. So let's have cake. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Rogaine. Now, nope. Traditionally, the AAFP holds a convocation during the family medicine experience for those members who have earned the designation Fellow of the American Academy of Family Physicians, but not last year or this year. AAFP offers state chapters the option of holding a convocation ceremony during their annual meeting for their fellows. We contacted the IAFP members who have earned the designation of fellow but have not attended AAFP's convocation ceremony and invited them to join us today. At this time, I'd like to welcome back Dr. Orgain to conduct the convocation of fellow for the 13 Illinois chapter members here online today who have chosen to receive their degree of fellow before their Illinois family medicine colleagues.
Thank you, Dr. Wells. Will the following physician members please turn on your camera to receive the degree of fellow award? Dr. Vinay K. Buma, MBA, CPE, FAAFP. Aman Dawan, FAAFP. Stephen Hill, FAAFP. And I won't continue to say FAAFP because you all are getting the FAAFP designation. Adam Daniel Houghton, Tamaja Jordan, Jincy K. Joseph, Shakila Banu Mira Patel, Yvonne T. Murphy, Lisbeth Rodriguez, Deepti Anapur Shivakumar, Amit Sapra, Anthony Trung, Davis P. Yang, and that is it. The degree of fellow was established in 1971, so it's officially 50 years old now, by the Congress of Delegates as an avenue for special recognition of those members of the AAFP who have distinguished themselves among their colleagues, as well as in their communities, by their service to family medicine, the advancement of healthcare to the American people, and by their professional development through medical education and research. As a fellow of the American Academy of Family Physicians, these distinguished individuals are entitled to all the privileges, ceremony, and honor bestowed by this degree. Please recite the Pledge of Fellowship after me. As a fellow of the American Academy of Family Physicians, please recite.
As a fellow of the American Academy of Family Physicians,
I promise to dedicate myself
I promise to dedicate myself
to the principles upon which our academy was founded,
to the principles upon which our academy was founded,
to providing comprehensive lifelong care to my patients,
to providing comprehensive lifelong care to my patients,
to exemplifying the highest traditions of my profession,
to exemplifying the highest traditions of my profession,
and to enhancing my professional skills
and to enhance
my professional skills
through
through continuing medical education.
through continuing medical education.
And you can see the green screen. So this is, I'm going to read the entire thing and you can recite it. I pledge my commitment to improving the health of my patients, their families, and communities, and to advancing the specialty of family medicine now and in the future.
I
Can you
pledge
see the
I
screen?
pledge my commitment to improving the health of my patients, their families, and communities, and advancing the specialty of family medicine now
and in the future.
Thank you all. You can mute yourselves. In accordance with the bylaws of the American Academy of Family Physicians, I hereby confer upon you the degree of fellow. Congratulations to all of you. Thank you. It is my pleasure. We'll give you a big round of applause. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Orgain. Now, a quick reminder to everyone about our 2 afternoons of CME for this annual meeting. Beginning at 1 p.m. Central Time today, we have 3 topics on tap, as you can see on the screen. And tomorrow afternoon, we have 3 more, as shown on the slide. We'll see you then. At this time, our newly confirmed fellows and President's Award members may log off the meeting. Congratulations and enjoy your day. I now turn the meeting back to our board chair, Dr. Hanna.